Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to do a deep dive, like a real micro deconstruction of a highly sensational, incredibly brief, and just densely packed news excerpt from a recent Bull News broadcast. In our fast-paced digital world, we're constantly bombarded by these massive claims delivered in mere seconds. So today, we're hitting the pause button. We aren't here to take political sides or validate any conflict. Instead, we're just going to look neutrally at the exact anatomy of this modern news blast. Because by breaking down the raw material, we can actually understand how these huge geopolitical claims are constructed and fired at an audience. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the translated quote from the original Hindi and Urdu broadcast. It goes, "Iran's naval, air, and defense capabilities have been destroyed. In the near future, we will take complete control of oil infrastructure, including Karg Island. Very soon, our monopoly over the oil and gas market will be established. Subscribe and press the bell so no news is missed." Wow, it is an intense, highly politically charged excerpt, and it just moves at breakneck speed. We're going to neutrally pull this exact text apart, piece by piece, to see exactly what is being claimed here. So, Section 1. The broadcast's core claims. Notice the logical progression of the threat they're presenting here. The broadcast doesn't just list random facts, right? It builds a very specific narrative ladder. It steps methodically from military action directly into physical resource capture and finally, absolute global market dominance. First, total military neutralization. Second, a complete infrastructure takeover. And third, an immediate market monopoly. It's this highly structured three-step narrative delivered in practically one breath. It is literally designed to escalate the stakes with every single word. Now, what's really interesting here is the absolute definitive language the source uses right out of the gate. The broadcast doesn't say these capabilities were damaged or impacted or even compromised. No, it claims the complete, unequivocal destruction of Iran's naval, air, and defense systems. By choosing that specific word, destroyed, it paints a picture of a total military wipeout. This sets an incredibly dramatic and final tone for the rest of the broadcast, totally ensuring the viewer's attention is captured right away. Moving on to Section 2, targeting oil infrastructure. The broadcast zeroes in on a very specific geographic target, Karg Island. It emphatically highlights its stated importance as the absolute center of the region's oil infrastructure. By naming a real, tangible location like Karg Island, the broadcast is attempting to ground those sweeping military claims we just talked about into concrete, geopolitical reality. It isn't just some abstract war update anymore. Suddenly, we're talking about physical terrain and valuable infrastructure that the broadcast claims is basically on the verge of being seized. Let's move on and see how this builds, because it creates a very explicit cause and effect relationship. Step 1, eradicate the defenses. Step 2, complete occupation of Karg Island and its oil structures. The broadcast is essentially asserting that the military strikes weren't just random attacks, but actually the prerequisite for the true objective, which is the subsequent total takeover of the island's invaluable energy resources. It's presenting a highly calculated sequential military and economic campaign directly to the viewer. Which brings us to Section 3, Market Monopoly Predictions. We are looking at a predicted, massive economic shift here. It's a transition from a standard, shared global energy market straight into an established, singular monopoly. The broadcast text explicitly claims that very soon, an absolute monopoly over the oil and gas market will be established. I mean, think about that. It's a staggering leap in scale. They are taking the viewer from an update on local air defenses straight into a total restructuring of the world's economy. So the crucial point is this single number, 1. It represents the ultimate geopolitical goal asserted by the report. The broadcast isn't just claiming a tactical victory in a battle. It's claiming total, singular control over the entire global oil and gas market. It's this wild assertion of absolute economic power distilled into a single, highly sensational sentence. The source literally wants the viewer to believe that all power is consolidating into a monopoly of one. But then, we hit the final sentence of the broadcast. Subscribe and press the bell so no news is missed. It is a completely jarring tonal whiplash. Just notice how the source material pivots instantly, literally in the exact same breath, from reporting global conquest, eradicated militaries, and global energy monopolies, directly into a standard YouTube engagement request. Hostile takeover of the world's energy market? Check. Smashing that subscribe button? Check. It treats the hostile takeover of the world's energy market with the exact same weight as asking you to click a little notification bell on your screen. And this brilliantly illustrates the bizarre reality of our modern digital news ecosystem.
By deconstructing this short text, we've really seen how monumental claims are packaged, and it leaves us with a vital question to think about. How does the rapid blending of severe geopolitical claims and standard media engagement requests change the way we actually process global news? When world-altering military updates are packaged with a cheerful request to click a bell, how does that impact our understanding of reality? It's something to deeply consider the next time you're scrolling through a breaking news feed. Thanks for joining this explainer. Keep questioning and keep learning.